Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode in Toresa Free's world with your girl, Toresa Free. Listen, I am super excited that you took time out of your busy schedule to come and kick it with me. Listen, we're going to dive right off into this. I have embarked upon a 4-part series entitled around real shit I learned about marriage. And so the first in the 4-part series was about it's got to be more than just love. The second part was in regards to you really getting to know the person that you are talking about being engaged to, or you want to ask them to be married to you. And on today's 3rd-part series, I'm really excited to dive off into this with you all for a few minutes, but we're going to be talking about financial life. And, I was just really impressed to engage you all in this conversation around marriage, because I think that it is, in my humble opinion, that many people go into marriage, how can I say, kind of blind, and or what they think about marriage or what marriage can be is kind of up in the clouds. And some of what you think and believe can be true, or is true for that matter, but then there are huge elements to being married that many of you are not aware of or conscious of until you actually step in it. And so, I've been married. I'm not married anymore, and I'm totally happy. But I just learned some things, and I've been in observation of others over the years who've talked to me privately, and then those that I know also who've just shared things with me, and even those that I've coached over the years, because I'm a certified professional life coach, who just did not know. They were not aware. They thought they knew, but in some circumstances, they kind of went into the marriage blindly. So I'm just here to give you all some things to just think about. And if these are things that you haven't thought about, then I want you to begin to entertain the thoughts, to see where you are and reflect, and then begin to engage whoever you are thinking about married. Begin to engage them in a conversation around these things. And for those of you in my community who are married and you find yourself in these particular topics, I want you as well to think and reflect, and then begin to figure out how can you begin to have a conversation with your partner regarding some of the things that I'm talking about. So today we're diving off into financial life, and I'm going to try not to keep this long, but I just want to give you some bullet points to think about, because marriage really is more than just love. It's really more to it than just that. So in regards to financial life, let's dive off into it. So one of the thoughts that I have here is this person stable? So you're in the dating process, and now you all are engaged, and or you're thinking about asking this person to marry you. Something I want you to look at and think about and dig, because you're talking about life partner. Is this even the partner for you? But is this person stable in their financial life? Do they have their own place? Meaning, do they have their own place to live? Do they have their own car? Do they work? Or are they living with someone? I want you all to think about this. Does this person have their own place? Do they have their own vehicle? And not that having a vehicle is like something major, because some people choose to not have a car. They can buy one if they want to, but for whatever their particular personal reasons are, they choose to not have a vehicle. And I totally get that. I understand that. Been there, done that. You don't knock a person because they don't have a car because they choose not to. That's just maybe a means for them to cut certain expenses, which I totally get and support 100%. But do they have their own vehicle? Do they work? Whoever it is that you're considering asking to marry, or you all have become engaged, does this person work? That's huge. How can the two of you come together as one? And I know what I'm about to say is going to step on some toes. It might make some people mad, but I don't care. This is real talk. We're talking about your life. If this person does not work, if this person does not have an income coming in, if this person does not have a means to be able to take care of themselves, how is it that you think going into a marriage that is going to get better, or that they're going to be in position to take care of you, or you all be able to partner on a equal level? It's going to be completely one-sided, and it's going to begin to wear on the opposite party who is working and who has their own place, their own car. They are working and they're not living with someone. Listen, I'm just going to say it. You do not need to get married to somebody who is not in a position to take care of themselves. If they cannot take care of themselves, they certainly cannot take care of you or be a helpmeet to you. Period, point blank. That's just as real as I can be. Second bullet point. Is he or she responsible with taking care of their business? This is a conversation you need to get off into, because again, I just said marriage is more than just love. Marriage is more than just love. It's not just love, okay? Listen, there's a lot that you need to take into consideration when you're talking about marriage, or if you are in a marriage and you have discovered there was some major necessity things that you should have had a conversation with your partner about, because now that you're in it, you're kind of regretting that you even went down this road, but you're in a hard place now. But is he or she responsible with taking care of their business? For example, do they pay their bills on time? What is their debt to income ratio? What does their financial life look like? This is an important conversation for both of you all to have, because again, you're talking about a lifelong partner. What sense does it make for the two of you to not only just become engaged, but then decide that you're going to get married and she has nothing and you have nothing? What can two broke people do for each other? Absolutely nothing. If he is not able to take care of himself and sustain, and if you are not in a position where you're able to take care of yourself and sustain, the two of you should not be getting married. Period. Period, point blank. I don't care how you try to look at it. I don't care how you try to rationalize it and say that things are going to change after you get married. No, they're not. They're actually going to become worse. You need to know what this person's financial life looks like. You need to know if this person is responsible. You need to know about this person's spending habits are. You got to start digging. You got to start asking the hard questions. It's more to this thing than just having butterflies in your stomach every time you see this person. It's more to it than just the sex, and we'll get off into that in part 4. But listen, you need to have a serious or some serious conversations regarding the financial life and stability of both of you. This is highly, highly, highly important. If you are someone who is thrifty and you are engaged to somebody who spends recklessly, your relationship is going to crash and burn. If you're into saving and they're more into spending, it's going to crash and burn. Okay? Which leads me to the last bullet point. When you're dating, or now you're talking about becoming a fiance, or you have now married this person. You need to ask, or you should have asked if you've already married them. But what is their credit score? What is that credit score? And the reason I'm saying this is because many people have went into this thing called marriage talking about this is somebody that they can see themselves building with, or this is somebody that they can build with. Well, beloved, let me just say, and I know that can sound, beloved can sound condescending, but listen, I'm just here I'm here to disrupt mindsets in this conversation, because this is dear to me. If this person has poor credit, or they have no credit, and I'm not knocking the person that doesn't have credit, because that's a little bit better than the person that has poor credit. The person that doesn't have credit just hasn't begun to take the steps to begin to establish credit. That's a whole different kind of conversation. But if you're dealing with somebody who has poor credit, or they don't even know what their credit score is, that is something that you need to take pause with. Why? Because there is no building without credit. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how many of you want to disagree with me. You cannot do anything if you have poor or questionable credit. Why would you want to be with somebody that does not have good credit? I don't know. Or both of you have poor credit, or one person has good credit and the other one doesn't. Why would you want to bring those two worlds together? That's not a wise way to do things. And so I just said this: you can't do anything with anyone who has poor credit, who is not, one, credit worthy. Number two, they show that they are not financially responsible with their money or with the debt that they've incurred. That's going to all fall on you and eventually bleed off into the marriage if you choose to go down that road together. Why are you rushing? Why is it that serious? Okay, so again, this is real talk. This is a real conversation with you in the community, and I want to hear from you. So if I've said something that you agree with, if I've said something that you are like, nah, T, I disagree with that, or you have a personal story that you would like to share, please do me an extremely huge favor and drop down in the comments section and talk back to me, because this is not all about ToresaBeFree doing all of the talking. This is about us together engaging in a community conversation, because it is my intention through ToresaBeFree's world to give you information, resources, tips, you name it, that are going to help you position yourself and get yourself in a space in your life where you learn to live it freely and in your most authentic and free self. So listen, I'm going to end it there, but listen, I have totally totally enjoyed my time talking to you. And until next time, thank you so much for tuning in to Toresa Be Free's World with your girl, Toresa Be Free. Bye.